Aquarius Pisces relationships. So what happens if your ascendant is in Aquarius? Because the ascendant is always the best way to check how someone affects why they're in your life. Because the ascendant is your path in life, and you want to see how others will affect you on your path in life, why they're there, why God to the universe puts them there, what do they want, what the universe wants you to learn from those people. So compare your ascendant sign, if you know your time of birth, to the other person's sun and moon signs. Because the sun and moon signs are the substance of a person, the energy, the impact they can have into the life of another, they can exercise. And if you want to see how you affect another person and why you're in their life, what you're going to ultimately teach them, the easy or the hard way, is by comparing their ascendant sign to your sun and moon sign. But you can also compare moon and moon, because the moon shows how two people are emotionally compatible, how they affect each other, is what they will teach each other emotionally. And the sun and sun, if you don't know the time of birth of another person, you can't find their ascendant sign and often their moon sign. So just compare the suns together, sun sign and sun sign, which is much less telling. It will be like 20%, 20-25%. But say you have your ascendant in Aquarius and you keep attracting Pisces in your life. Those Pisces, why are they there? Say, you attract people who have their moon in Pisces, their sun, or Venus, Mercury, and Saturn in Pisces, a few planets in Pisces. Why do they come to your life? Well, Pisces triggers for Aquarius the second house, which is a very earthly, it's a very practical, material house. Even though Pisces is not a very practical sign, they're the most unearthly sign. For Aquarius, they affect them in a strange way. They affect them actually, they make them more anchored. They make the Aquarius become much more anchored in their way, much more stable themselves, because the second house is very material, practical, tangible house. So, for instance, I'm an Aquarius ascendant and I have a friend who is Pisces sun. And through her behavior in my life, she was quite, out of this world. She was quite, crazy, a bit irresponsible. And because of that, I wanted to be more and more controlled over resources. I wanted to be more financially stable myself. I wanted to become more grounded as a person by her more negative example, let's say, because I needed to balance this out. Or for instance, your child might be a Pisces and you're Aquarius, ascendant or sun, and the child is a source of teaches you how to be able to take care more of practical matters, how to be financially grounded as well. Or a Pisces person can introduce opportunities for financial growth for the Aquarius person. My Pisces friend, for instance, introduced a lot of financial opportunities for me through acquaintances and things like that, because second house, the house of money, is the house of wealth. They can contribute to your wealth somehow, whether through negative way or positive way. Sometimes they can do it in a way that they're trying to take something from you, but it so turns out that they eventually bring to you more financial success somehow. Or it's not always financial success, but at least they teach you of financial self-sufficiency. They teach you to be more self-reliant. They teach you to be able to focus more on practical materials matters, even to become more material somehow. My Pisces friend has beautiful clothes and possessions and beautiful objects, resources that she possessed, and because of that I became more covetous and I wanted to have those things. So I started working harder so I can afford to have the same things she had, the same lifestyle materially. And also the second house, the house of the five senses. Anything you can enjoy with the five senses, anything that helps you get grounded into the real life, makes you become part of the real life and enjoy it. Say the five senses, like it may be good smells. My Pisces friend always reminded me with her good smell. She always smelled so good in a good perfume, and this kind of focus me on the five senses, with good food, with good maybe nature. They can take you out more to nature, or they can inspire you to be more connected to nature somehow, or through the negative example, by themselves, having their life out of disarray, you want to become more grounded to balance it out, so the five senses, they can stimulate through the five senses beautiful things. They can help you improve your aesthetic taste as well. This is one of the senses, the sense of beauty, the sense of attractiveness, physical especially. And what happens if you're a Pisces? Say you're Pisces ascendant, or sun or moon to a lesser degree, and you keep attracting Aquarius in your life, say Aquarius sun or moon people. most likely. Now, why are those Aquarius here in your life? Well, for the Pisces, the Aquarius triggers the 12th house. And the 12th house is more karmic house. It's the house of giving. So basically, Aquarius, it's like, almost like the Pisces is kind of indebted in some way to an Aquarius from a past life. So the Pisces has to give a bit more to the Aquarius than take from them. So often Pisces, especially Pisces ascendant people, can find themselves in situations with Aquarius people who take more from them, whether like the Pisces might be spending much more time for the Aquarius person, giving much more of the emotional support, giving much more of their compassion and you know, much more time, compassion, or resources. The Aquarius might find themselves receiving more from the Pisces, you know, and the Pisces giving more, because Pisces, for the Pisces, the Aquarius person triggers the 12th house of giving and spending. So the Pisces person can learn from the Aquarius how to be less tight financially, how to spend more, how to be more, even if they don't do it in an easy way. Say the Pisces might be in love with an Aquarius that they keep spending money for or giving more of their time, so there's a bit of a sense of an inequality in that relationships. So the Aquarius takes more, the Pisces gives more, whether time or resources, doesn't matter. And the Pisces might feel, even if others tell to the Pisces, you're being stupid, the Aquarius person is using you, don't you see, or they're just a drag on you, why do you take care of them? Sometimes it might be your parents that are Aquarius and your Pisces ascendant, and you have to take care of them in their old age, giving again, giving more, compassion. Or it can be a friend, or it can be someone that you are very much put on a pedestal, and you just feel very strongly compassionate and emotional towards this person, so you keep giving them more than, not than they deserve. They deserve it in a past life, that's why you're giving them back. You're like almost their savior sometimes, it can be, you know, because 12th house is the house of savior, of the victim. Sometimes whereas people can come in the shape of victims that you have to take care of. And if others tell you, why do you do that, you just feel like an inner obligation, or you feel like you feel well disposed or emotionally somehow connected to this person, and you feel like you need to give, and you don't feel, often you will not feel like you're being used, you'll feel like this is the right thing to do right now, you know. So Pisces are in the life of Aquarius to teach them to give. Aquarius are in the life of Pisces to teach them to give. Aquarius is there in the life of the Pisces to teach them how to let go and let God. So often Aquarius can cause to Pisces situations around loss, you know, might be like the Aquarius can break the heart of a Pisces, so the Pisces can learn to let go of emotional attachment, or Aquarius can kind of lose objects of Pisces that Pisces is strongly attached to, so the Pisces learns to let go the attachment of physical things. So Aquarius teaches Pisces on more spirituality, on more on the spiritual matters, on more of the untangible world, in untangible values like compassion, like giving, like charity, like paying back karma, you know. And Pisces can learn from Aquarius as well. Sometimes by a good example, an Aquarius can be extremely compassionate and charitable themselves, and the Pisces by seeing this can themselves become more charitable, more spiritual. And sometimes Aquarius can have a very negative influence on Pisces by, you know, by luring them into escapism type of modes of behavior, like drink, like changing their consciousness, because 12th house is the most intangible house, is the most ungrounding house, is the house that puts you with connects you with different spiritual dimensions and different states of mind. So Aquarius can have this ungrounding influence on Pisces, but also this influence that on the most negative level, the Aquarius might be someone who encourages Pisces to drink or to take drugs or to spend time escaping reality, or in the best positive case, Aquarius can teach Pisces this in good ways by teaching them meditation, prayer, the connection with higher power. This is how you can escape, this is how you can connect with the invisible worlds in the best way, not through getting drunk and changing fully your state of consciousness, you know, in a negative way, or taking LSD or whatever. But it can go in either extremes that Aquarius affect Pisces. But the ultimate goal that Aquarius in the life of Pisces are to teach them to let go, and that the will of Pisces will not always happen as they want, you know, that sometimes there are things bigger than them, that sometimes they have to give more, and that life will not allow them to have things their own way, and sometimes they have to lose certain things. So Aquarius gives this big lesson of losing and accepting this loss, you know. So Pisces can learn a lot about acceptance and letting go from Aquarius, while Aquarius will learn a lot from Pisces about grounding themselves, just the opposite, by being stable in the material world, by managing their resources better, by focusing on the five senses rather than outside, you know, on some high-minded things, you know. So this is how the interaction works between both signs, and this is not the qualities of the signs here. I'm talking about what they trigger in each other's charts, which is more geometrical astrology, so to speak. Thank you.